Okay, guys, welcome to the 2G Weekly Recap where we have questions and answers with streaming artist 2G straight out of Lagos, Nigeria in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah. What's up? What's up, world?
Okay, 2G. All right, as usual, you fly guy. We're going to get right into it.
Man,
Lots
let's
going
get into
on.
it. And let's get into
Lots
it.
going on in the industry. Music, streaming, just the whole entertainment industry as a whole. I'd like to ask you a couple quick questions and see how you feel about the climate. First of all, how do you feel about the transition of artists going from artists to streaming?
I feel like it's like a smooth transition, man, honestly, because, I'm always in front of the camera. I've been in front of the camera for, however long. Now it's kind of easier or smoother because all I gotta do is, you know, come sit down or they just gotta press record or, you know, I don't have to go nowhere type. Like I could access the world from whatever location I'm at. But as an artist, you gotta go out there and touch the people, which I love that too. But I performed in few thousands arena, right? But it's just those people watching the show. But now it's like the whole world is my playground. So it's like I'm just trying to reach more people, man, and change the world one by one.
Yeah, and it definitely does give you a bigger platform, bigger reach, and the ability to be able to get more people tuned into you at a minimal cost.
Right.
Because being in the music industry is super expensive if you want to be successful. But let me ask you this: as far as what you see going on in the streaming world, how do you feel that the pay rate differs from a hit record versus a hit streamer?
I feel like content is more, in today's day and age, content is visible. Everything we want to see, you know. When you seeing is believing. You could hear something, but when you see it, it's more believable. And in today's day and age, man, all everybody's doing is scrolling.
Right.
So they're not really paying attention to one song anymore or one artist. It's so many millions of artists out there. But your content, all you need is a minute or 2 minute content and go viral and now they hip on you. You feel me? So the world is transitioning, man. It's such a fast paced world right now. Everything is so quick and you hear today, forgotten tomorrow. So, with the content, you're just able to stay more relevant, put more content out there for people to, gravitate to, you know.
In the music world, there's a lot of controversy, a lot of violence, a lot of oppositions. Well, how do you feel that's going to transfer, if at all, into the streaming world? You think it's going to be a lot of ops and murders and the violence that stem from the music because most artists are transitioning over into the streaming the streaming world?
Man, hopefully not. But the world today, man, is so sensitive. People just so sensitive, man. Like, this generation is so sensitive. Like, so it might, because I heard about a situation in Vegas where one streamer shot another streamer, murdered him and his girlfriend, based off of just words that they were talking back and forth online.
Right.
So, you never know, man. Like, hopefully it doesn't. But at the end of the day, that's not a space that you know, the whole negative space is not something that I'm gonna be promoting on my page. We gonna speak the truth for sure. We always gonna speak the truth. We might, say a joke here, a joke there, but ain't no violence coming off from we're not pushing that. We pushing growth, we pushing positivity, pushing, elevation in every aspect of life, man. So yeah.
Well, right now there is a very big situation going on, which happens to be between a streamer, a content creator, and an artist. And I'm speaking on the Charleston White, the baby situation, and I'm quite sure you're aware of that. Give me your thoughts on that.
Shoot, you know Charleston White, man. Charleston White is just like I said. He just he does things for clickbait, but he also speaks the truth. You know why he's cutting up. I call it cutting up because if you actually pay attention to what he's saying, he is speaking the truth, and I feel like he's trying to push the same thing that I'm pushing, which is growth and elevation within our community, right? But he doing it in a different way because he's a character. So he just, he probably get under some people's nerves, but if people just stop being so sensitive and, read between the lines, you'll see he don't mean no harm for real. He wants to see his people do better, bro. That's the way I look at it, man. So I fuck with Charleston White, man. He just want to see his people do better, and so do I, man. I want to see us do better and get along. The comedy, is once upon a time where turn on the TV, comedians making jokes about people, and even you see a comedian go live to a live show, he gonna make fun of you while you in the front row and you laughing.
Mhm.
So why can't we just watch it on TV or watch it on the internet, these podcasts or whatever, whoever's saying the jokes and just laugh shit off, man. Like, on to the next. We just need to stop being too sensitive out here.
I like the take that um Finesse Two Times is putting out there right now when it comes to dealing with another person, the controversy. How he stated that he's I think he's 34 years old, and whatever the situation is with him and Rap a Lot Records,
Yeah.
but he is not going to put himself in a position to be incarcerated behind a bad contract. I love that message, and I think that he needs to scream that louder from any rooftop that he can find. Because we're looking at an artist who very well could have been the top artist on the planet, and I pray to God that he is going to be able to have another opportunity someday, whether sooner or later. And I'm referring to Pooh Shiesty. What do you think could have been done different in that situation that perhaps the youth may be able to deal with something like that in their future, or within a present situation, to where it won't end in incarceration of 8 people?
Man, that situation right there is unfortunate. And it's another reason why I started doing the podcasting and streaming because I felt like the message from especially hip hop is I would give it 95%, 99% negative. It's pushing our youth to think that it's only one way to handle stuff. Like in our community, a lot of our kids are raised in a single parent household. They're not understanding the male perspective and how to handle your emotions and
Mhm.
how to, make the right decisions. A lot of our young males are handling their emotions like a female would, you know. So I just touching on that subject, man, I feel like it was just he just handled the situation with emotion.
Right.
And real men we don't make decisions off of emotion. We make logical decisions, so feel like we should um teach the youth, man. Like we gotta learn to, subdue our emotions and think logically because that situation is business. When you sign black and white, when you sign ink, you have to abide by those. That's a contract. It's just like you read in the Bible and the Bible telling you thou shalt not whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing in the contract. You have to abide by that. It has terms, it has a length of time, and there's something called renegotiation. It's just like if you buy a car right now, you finance a car. You don't have to wait till you make the full to the end of the lease terms. After a few years, you could go and refinance.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So same thing with the music business. Like that contract, you could go rework that, renegotiate that contract, but you have to first of all know that. And why are you even handling that? Why don't you have lawyers doing
Right.
it? Why are you even taking that? That's not your role.
Right.
You're an artist.
Correct.
Your job is to be in the studio, bro, make some hits and go do shows and be an artist, be a brand. You're not supposed to be handling your contract.
Well, one thing about the music industry is that when the first contract is never going to be in the artist's favor, unless you're, a smart guy like a Master P, or somebody that does something that's going to transcend and people are going to talk about it. Oh, they'll never get that type of deal again. But what I'm looking at is this: one of the people that I admire most on this planet is Deion Sanders. He said something one day, and it is just was a profound statement. He said when he was a youngster, he was riding on his way home and somebody fired up a joint and he said, "Let me out the car."
Right.
Because he knew he was going to get in trouble from his mother, which is somebody he is,
He has respect
contributes
for.
his, yeah, contributes his success to, because he worked hard in order to make sure his mother never had to work again. So I am just wondering, with 8 people in the car, why do you think not one of them, as 8 men, would say, "This is not a good idea. Let's stop the car. Let's go get a lawyer"? What do you think would be the reasoning and the mindset of 8 men to not, that one of them wouldn't have enough, I wouldn't say guts, or enough
Yeah.
sense in their head to say, "Hey man, this is not how we want to do this." What type of environment do you think is going on to where 8 people would just be willing to crash out in unison?
There's a term in our community where they say it's not even just in our community, but I heard this. My dad told me this, you know, as a young kid, man. Like you can't, you have to be a leader. But in that situation, the blind following the blind.
Mm.
They all grew up in the same kind of environment. There's nobody. They all yes man. They all following whatever. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be Push. I see that probably is their leader, but he
Mhm.
doesn't know nothing, and he comes from a tree that doesn't know nothing because his dad was part of the eight. How is your dad part of? How do you sit down at home and say, "Daddy, hey, daddy, man, I'm finna go kidnap this nigga if he don't let me out this contract." And your dad say, "Yeah, man, I'm coming with you. Let's go. Let's go. Let's ride." That means you have no home training, you have no respect. First of all, I would not even want my dad to ever hear, "Bro, I went to prison. My dad never knew I went to prison." You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's disrespectful. To me alone, it's disrespectful for me to go to prison. I made some errors, but I won't put that pressure or disappointment on my dad.
Right.
'Cause I look up to him and I want him to be proud of me. And I
Correct.
know he won't be proud of me for making those dumb decisions. He didn't raise me like that. You know what I'm saying? So having, or should I say, not having respect for your elders or your father or he didn't grow up in a environment where respect was taught to him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he moved like that. He didn't grow up in an environment where he was taught to subdue your emotions and don't act off emotion.
Mhm.
So that's just I see that going on, and I'm already knowing that that's exactly why those decisions were made and why 8 people, not one person had the sense to stop this. Like no, or let me out this motherfucking car. If y'all want to
Right.
go do that, I'm out. This not you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's crazy, bro. But it's really unfortunate, man, because this is what's going on in our community. Our men are unfortunately just acting like women out here, man. They just reasoning like women, you know, acting off impulse and ending up making horrible decisions that's, life altering, man, in a negative way. Like Pusheisty just got out of prison. When I was in prison, I learned a lot of lessons. I learned a lot of lessons that hopefully not gonna bring me back into this situation. I want to come out and do better. I want to come out and push a positive message out
Mhm.
there. Because before I wasn't. My music is positive. You know what I'm saying? My music is positive, but the world ain't heard it. So I said, when I start this podcasting and streaming, I'm gonna be pushing that as well. By the grace of God, it's gonna reach a lot of more people. So that's what I'm pushing. That's the message I'm pushing. I'm pushing positivity.
Pushing P.
Pushing P on a different level. You feel me? So um, that's what our people need, man. We need young people. We need OGs. We need the whole community push in the same direction. That's what Nipsey was doing. Unfortunately, they took him out. That's what Pac was doing. Unfortunately, they took him out. So, I think the powers that be don't want this kind of message to be out there to the masses like that. But at the end of the day gotta end and we still gotta push it.
Right. That's real talk. Okay, so there's a lot of flack coming on Gucci Man, saying that he's a snitch and this, that, and the other. How would you handle someone coming into your studio and putting an AK, allegedly putting an AK on you and demanding that you sign them out of a contract or just doing anything of that nature. Maybe it would happen to be a contract or just putting an AK on you. Do you think that Gucci Man is a snitch for, what's the end result, the ultimate result of Pooh Shiesty going to jail?
Nah, man, not at all. Because at some point, like it's part of the growth that I'm talking about. At some point, you raised in the streets, but that's not your end all be all. We in life, don't matter what where your start was. Your start could be here, but your finish could be here.
Right.
It's up to you to want to elevate. It's up to you to want to grow. It's up to you to want to leave the past behind and step into a future. So it's up to you. And Gucci, he has I seen a Breakfast Club interview, right, with him and his wife. And you could tell that she's a positive influence in his life. First of all, when he went to jail, she, rode it out with him, invested. He came out even better financially, right? Physically as well, he came out better, right? And she's part of that inspiration. And mentally now you could tell he's in a different place because the old Gucci probably, he would have crashed out over that. He would have been crashed out over that, like we seen what the old Gucci did. But you could tell, like on that Breakfast Club interview, before he answered any question, he'll look at his wife.
So that just goes, like you say, growth in a man who puts a lot of trust and respect in his wife. So maybe, I don't know personally, I'm just, speaking on, maybe she is the one who's really calling the shots and making sure that Gucci Man stays in a development growth, a development stage to where he is not going to put himself in a position to leave his family, to leave his wife. Because like you just mentioned, he went to prison and she took over the finances and came home to, what they have now. And she grew the situation rather than, diminished it.
Diminish it, right?
So maybe it's not him at all. And maybe it's not even her. From what I understand, he has, real police officers for security. So maybe it's them. But because Gucci Man is the captain of the ship, of course, she's going to be the one who's taking the flack as being the one who's telling this, that, and the other. But then again, they say that the real Guwap didn't come home. So, that's something else that we have to look at.
Hey,
But
man, listen, I put it like this. Your community, which is the people that you have around you,
Mhm.
close group of friends that if anything happened, good or bad, you're gonna get on the phone like, hey, Sloop, man, this what happened, bro. Like this, that.
Mhm.
I expect you, if you're around me, which is my community, I expect you to tell me the truth.
Mhm.
I expect you to give me good advice, logical advice. Because if you call me, that's what I'm gonna give you.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna, if you call me, I'm not gonna tell you shit that you wanna hear or that sound good. No, I'm gonna give you real shit. I'm gonna give you real talk. Shit that you need to hear. If you
Mhm.
fucked up, you fucked up.
Right.
If you know what I'm saying? Like, but your community is very important. Obviously, Gucci has a community, even if it's just one person, even if it's just his wife,
Mhm.
even if he a smart man to even hire police.
Mhm.
Because 9 times out of 10, all your friends is felons anyway. They
Right.
can't carry guns. You know what I'm saying? He a felon.
And
He
then why
can't be
put them
around
in the
felons.
position to
He can't even be around
right,
felons. He a felon.
right.
So you gotta have real police. You know what I'm saying? So if your security, you're on that level, you better have real police security that could carry their gun in any establishment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't blame Gucci not one bit. Like if they call him, if they subpoena him and he gotta go testify, bro, he gotta go testify. He ain't a snitch. And who gives a fuck if what's this snitching shit that we got going on in our community anyway? Like we so backwards, like we so dumb in our community. We always worried about, oh, who's snitching? He a snitch. Is that like, bro, get your money and build your right community around you so you can make better decisions and stay safe out here. So you don't gotta deal with none of this. If you ain't committing no crime, then you ain't gotta worry about who's snitching on you or not. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I look at it like this, and it's unfortunate because in the rap community, it just seems like the artist is the one running everybody's life. And
Right.
sometimes the artist does not have the wherewithal to run his own life.
Don't know nothing.
So you allow, because somebody's a rapper, to be the leader of the decisions of everybody around them. And now you have people who are getting put in positions that could ultimately cause them to do life in prison, to be dead, and being asked to do things that just does not go along with the nature of making music. So why do you think that these people come around an artist and allow the artist to run their lives and, kind of set them up with for their future of either success or failure?
Cause they broke and they just crabs in the bucket, man. It's just the whole crabs in the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the blind leading the blind, bro. They don't know no better. All those people around them don't know nothing either. They just trying to get whatever they can grab on while that artist is hot.
I think that what Gucci did in with Keisha Cleor is it should be an example to everybody. You need a smart woman in your life. Period. Somebody that's gonna keep you straight. I mean, look what she did for him when he came home. Not only the money, but just the physical, the look he has now, the weight loss. I mean, he looks like a champion, you
Right.
know. And I think that that is an example because I see a lot of guys, especially in the rap community, they want to move with a bunch of dudes, and you just not accepted in a lot of places that way. Even if you go to the nightclub and you see a guy that has a lot of girls, he's going to be getting treated different than he is if than he would be if he came into the club with a lot of guys.
Right.
So how do you think that we can change the mindset of these young rappers to make them understand that you have to surround yourself with people who are smarter than you? And 9 times out of 10, you probably shouldn't be you should probably be the dumbest person in your
And
community.
yeah, exactly. That'd be a perfect community if you're the least smartest, because
Hmm.
then you're gonna be learning every day and growing every day.
Right.
But, the only way to show our community, is just we gotta turn the lights off of these clowns because the spotlight is on clowns. I'm sorry to say it. The majority of the celebrities and artists that the spotlight is on, the ones that's getting all the shine, they're clowns. They dumb. They don't know better. So we gotta turn the lights off of them and turn the lights on people like 2G and things like that. Cause that's the only way that we gonna um have the youth influence the youth because they looking at us. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? They watching us, they copying our every move, whatever we say in the music. That's the life that they think is real life, not knowing it's just art, so I literally feel like the light got to be turned off for them people and turn more lights on the Kendricks and the 2Gs of the world, the J. Cole's of the world. And Jay was one of them. Jay was one of my favorite artists, and he was pushing growth,
Yeah.
you know?
I'm looking at I'm looking at the fact that shoot, a lot of these kids they don't understand what needs to be around them. So maybe there should be some type of a roadmap to the people you should pick up during your journey of trying to be successful, like the attorney, like the good woman, and the other pieces that make your kingdom into a real castle, so that nobody can penetrate it, nobody can come into it and put you in harm's way in any kind of capacity. What do you think are some of the people that they need to know that they need to have around them?
Like you said, have your attorney handle your business. That way you will never sign a bad contract. That way you're not gonna be in this situation from jump, right? It's not only women that could give you the right advice, but have people smarter than you to be in your circle. If it's your management, make sure your management is not just your homeboy that, you grew up with. Cause 9 times out of 10, I don't necessarily even want to say he just grew up with, but just make sure that he's actually smarter than you and giving you real advice, not just, you know, telling you what you want to hear just because he's trying to stay around and, live this life with you. When you're established, have you the right security, not your homeboys,
Right.
because your homeboys is felons. They're not even supposed to be, you know, carrying guns or nothing. Have you the right security police that could take a gun to any location? I just seen Offset got shot. Offset just hanging around in the casino by himself. When you're on that level, you're not supposed to do that, bro. You're a target. You got all your jewelry on, everything. Like people are not really happy for you, bro. People are envious of your position.
That's right.
That's what we gotta understand, man. Like people are really envious of your position, so you gotta take the right precautionary steps. Like in life, you gotta always play defense first. you gotta, and when I say play defense first, playing defense is in your mind, knowing, oh, I can't go to this place. That's defensive move.
Mhm.
Because if I go to this place, these things could happen. When you get in your car, you play defense by wearing your seatbelt because this thing could happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, so in life, we gotta always keep that. We gotta use our mind, man. We gotta use our mind. Like, it's not rocket science. None of this is rocket science. It's just, we just think that we invincible sometimes and we just could do whatever. And life don't work like that.
I think that it needs to be more or less of the yes men around
For sure.
the bag. The bag does not need yes men.
No, not
The
at all.
bag needs more no men than yes men. What's attractive to them is the shine. You have the jewelry, the lifestyle, the fashion, the women. You have all those things, but I think that these youngsters need to understand that there's more than one way to skin that cat and acquire those things. What are some of the ways that those things can be acquired by the youth other than, well, I became a hit superstar artist, so now I am able to get these things? What are some of the other ways that you can put out there to the youth that you can still live that rapper lifestyle and have the rapper, accomplishments and the jewelry and the cars without being a rapper? What are some of the other ways that they can accomplish those
Well,
things?
going to school, actually focusing on like technology, focus on a craft, not just, I won't just say, oh, go to school and learn all the subjects and cram it. No, you got to see something like, okay, you can see technology is the way of the world right now.
Mhm.
Go learn that skill, specific skill. And once you learn that specific skill, build your credit. You know what I'm saying? Build your credit. I just partnered with a great company and it's a credit and funding company. So I want to push that to our community, is build your credit. Because with this credit is worth more than $1 million. Good
Mhm.
credit is worth more than $1 million.
Unlimited money.
Unlimited money. You literally have access to unlimited money, man. Because money is actual physical cash. It's nothing.
It's about paper money is probably about 8% of the actual money on the
Exactly.
planet.
So paper money is trash, actually.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Digital money, like they could give you $1 billion and you will never see it. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay-Z's worth, he doesn't see this money.
Right.
He could access anything he want in the world, but it's all credit. He could just buy this, buy this. They're gonna start billing him every month. He don't see no cash. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta learn the new game. This credit game is the game. It's not new, but it's new to us.
Right.
So we gotta push this into our community more. Like, hey guys, you don't gotta be a dope boy. You ain't gotta do this. You ain't gotta even be a rapper. Or you ain't gotta, bro, just build your credit. We gonna put the link on here. Build your credit.
Stop ruining your kids' credit and putting the bills in their name and stuff like that. Give them a chance.
Right.
And see, and that's what it does is it diminishes the value of credit because now the mindset is, oh, I don't know credit. My mom is using my social security number. So that's ruined for me anyway. So I'm not going to go on and pursue having the good credit because it is not being taught to these, not just the black community or the rap community. I actually seen a kid from West Point, and he said they didn't teach us about financial literacy in school. So it's a school thing, and some subjects aren't to be learned in school.
Right.
Some subjects need to be learned at home
Right.
with the parents, showing that these are the ways of the world.
Right.
And if the way of the world is in your household that we're putting the bills in the kids' names, then they're never going to be able to be uh, take advantage of what's being offered when they become adults through the good credit and through their social security numbers because they have not been taught that there's real value in that.
Right.
Because of the way that the parents using the credit. So, but yeah, man, I know you to be an amazing artist. And you mentioned something before I had a chance to ask you about it. The fact that you have started a new business, which is to help clean credit as well as to help acquire funding. Can you expound on how simple it really is to be able to clean a person's credit and to be able to assist them with getting no less than $100,000 once you get their credit to a certain a certain level.
Man, no matter what your credit, what's on your credit, from collections to repossessions to charge offs to late payments, student loans, all these things could be, taken off.
Mhm,
Your credit, no matter where it's at, it could actually be revamped
mhm.
and built up to the level to where you could literally walk into the bank and get funding for your passion. If you are an artist or if you are a hairstylist, you want to get a hair salon, whatever it is that your passion is, you could fix your credit all the way in 120 days or less, go to the bank, get money to invest in your dream to where you don't ever have to be living um rent to rent or paycheck to paycheck or, in bad debt, so it's literally that easy, man. We're definitely gonna, put the information out there. Grace Group, credit repair and funding, they'll get you right.
How can they get in contact with you to be able to start their journey on getting their credit repaired by you?
Well, you can hit me up on my IG. You can hit me up on my IG, officially 2G. And if it's the credit you want, then I will put you into the right direction. If you need your credit repair will get you in the right direction. I'll give you the company email, the company accountants, and everybody that is the credit repair specialist that get you directly, get you super right, man, and set you up for the win. Because it's all about the win, man. We ain't trying to, in life you're gonna take losses, but every loss is experience. Every loss you're supposed to learn from, and we're supposed to grow from it. So right now, it's all about elevation. So let's elevate, man. Let's like leave that street shit alone because that shit is weak. It's
That
only gonna
st-
lead you
st-
into the wrong
Down the road to
place, bro.
perdition.
Yeah. So
So one of the main things I think that people don't understand is that it's called there's rounds of funding. So you get that first round of funding, and you pay a few payments, then they're going to give you another
they're
round.
gonna give you. They're gonna keep giving you as long as
Right,
you keep paying.
right.
So if you get 100,000 your first, or say you get 50,000 your first round, whatever you get, bro, keep paying. They're gonna keep giving you.
Keep giving it.
It's gonna get to the point where you getting black cards, you getting unlimited funding,
Right.
unlimited funding, you know. So it's really up to you. The ball is literally in your court. Don't matter if you're at zero, don't matter if you're at 10, you could get to 100, but it takes steps.
Yeah.
It's steps to this. And you literally have to know that in everything in life, there's steps and levels to it. You just gotta stay consistent and
Exactly.
keep growing. That's how elevation works. Rome wasn't built in a day. Good credit is not going to be built in a day. You just got to stay on it and stay focused and stay consistent. That's just it.
So what do you have coming up in your streaming platform? What do you have coming up in the future as far as, any type of content that you're going to be showing to people? Where are you at with your music? Can we look forward to any new music coming out on your platform? And do you have your Twitch set up? And if so, can you tell the people where they can find you?
Yeah. The Twitch is Capo2G. Instagram Capo2G at officially 2G. As far as what I got coming up, man, a lot of great things coming up. We got the G Spot After Dark podcast that we pushing right now. It's coming soon. We're talking to female entertainers, models, business women, because we want to give the women. We want to take the women out the strip club and out the streets hoeing, and actually let them know that, hey, you can actually get this money without degrading yourself.
Hmm.
So it's a woman empower movement because we got kids and we need the women to be empowered so that
They can raise the kids
they could
right.
raise the kids right and not need to have their hand out for another man to support them that don't give a damn about them or the kids. So we want to push that empowerment for women. And as far as the music, I just released a new record called Dreams. It's produced by Mr. Chalk. Mr. Chalk is a producer under Dr. Dre. He produced Ice Ice. He done produced a lot of hits.
Yeah, I know he is. He actually worked with uh geez, not just Ice Ice Baby, Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
So huge names, huge names. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations on that. I actually heard the record. And it's a smash.
Yeah,
Period.
Dreams, it's one of those
Yeah.
motivational records, man. So yeah, I got just dropped that one and I got a lot of new music that I'm about to put out because as far as the music thing, I've been away for a minute and just working on other things and getting back to it. So now, we about to put out a lot of new music now as well as help people elevate, help people grow. So, Grace Group, Credit Repair and Funding, that's the credit repair company. We put the information out there, y'all. Hit us up. Let's get you right. I got a special code. Promo code is 2G. If you hit us up with that promo code 2G, you will get I believe it's 20% discount on all the services. It might be 20 to 50%, but if as long as you use the promo code, you're gonna get discount on the services, man. So Grace Group Credit Repair Funding, new music, Dreams out there. Right now it's actually available on all streaming platforms. So iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your music on, it's on there. And the rest of my music is on there. Just watch out for new content, man. We're pushing the content. I wanna be really active in the content space and just push growth in different arenas. Just push positivity, push elevation, push growth in different shapes and forms. So that's what you're gonna be getting from me. Obviously I'm still a ladies man, so you gonna see some sexy motherfuckers while I'm pushing this piece, pushing this positivity.
Hey man,
Yeah.
thank you for your time tonight. Amazing interview, and yeah, we look forward to more from you, man. And I'm about to go listen to Dream because I love that record.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it. This is a weekly thing, man. So you're gonna definitely hear a lot more, man. We talking about everything. So that's what's up.
Already.
I had a dream. See me winning. No more clouds, clear vision. It was all a dream. Yeah, I see my dreams.